Welcome back to coachingchief.com. This is a continuation of basic and derived quantities. If you haven't watched the first video of the series, I would recommend you go back and watch that video. Assuming we want to find the area of this book, for now don't worry about what area is, since you're still in senior 1. Assuming this series is for senior 1 students. So if you're watching and you're in senior 1 and you don't know what area is, I'll make a video on area and volume. But I believe from your previous level, your primary 7, you know what an area is. And possibly, if you want to find the area of this book, we would want to measure its length and its width. So we would say that the area is equal to length times width. So that one tells us that we cannot get the area without having the length. So what does that imply? It implies that the area is got from the length. So the area as a physical quantity is derived from the length. Because you need the length, which is a distance. You also need the width, which is a length, which is also a distance. So this is length and the width is also a length. So we are having the area being derived from the length. So the area becomes a derived quantity, and the length and the width is actually a length, it's a distance. So it is also a length. We treat it as a fundamental quantity called the length. So these are the fundamental quantities. You can see that the area is coming from a length. How about volume? We have a shape here which is a cuboid. If you want to find its volume, we will say this is length times width times height. And the volume would therefore be length times width times height. But since it's a cuboid, it's going to be maybe length times length times length. So we are having volume coming from the length. We cannot determine the volume of this cuboid when you don't have its length. So it means now volume becomes a derived quantity. How about if you want to know the density of this cuboid or this square, assuming we know its mass? There we are likely to use this formula. Density is mass over volume, which is mass over the volume, but the volume is length cubed. So you can see that the density is containing the mass and it is also containing length. So density is also a derived quantity. A derived quantity. So this shows that density is also a derived quantity. Why? It is containing a combination of mass and length. So you realize that in the aspect of density, mass and length was the fundamental quantities we were using to have density. In the aspect of area, we were using length. In the aspect of volume, we were using length. Similarly to the rest of the other examples we listed in the previous video, that is pressure, that is force, that is electric field, that is force, pressure, and the other quantities. We have velocity, we have speed. So all these quantities are derived quantities, and actually if you take a closer look at their units are also having the units of the fundamental quantities. For example, If you check at the units for density in the table, it is given as kilograms per meter cubed. If you check as the units for force, it is given as newtons. If you check out the units for pressure, it's given as newtons per meter cubed. A newton is the same as a kilogram per meter squared. Kilogram meter per second squared. This is the same as a newton. We shall see where this one comes from in the meantime. But for now, I want you to take some observation from this video. You can see that density is containing a unit for mass and a unit meters, which is a unit for length. Unit of mass, unit of length, unit of time. So a force is having all the three. It is having a mass, it's having a length, it is having time. These are the SI units of force, all representing a newton. So it means force comes from all these three: the mass, the length, and the time. So force becomes a derived quantity. Why? It is being got from the three fundamental quantities. So what is the takeaway in this lesson? You can easily identify derived quantities from their units or from their formulas. And the three, the mass, the length, the time, are the fundamental units. The other quantities, they come from these three. So the other quantities which come from these three are what we call derived quantities. And the other quantities that form the rest are called the fundamental quantities. Fundamental means, or basic, it literally means where we are starting from to have other quantities. Thank you very much for watching. For senior 1 students, next time we meet, we shall possibly be looking at length. Thank you very much.